myself Mrs. Adiyesar from sgm College Karad. We are starting the topic Biodiversity Conservation and Environmental Issues. From that, first two parts we have completed in last few lectures. That is what is meant by biodiversity and how is to be conserved. In last lecture we have seen the two methods of conservation, in situ conservation and ex situ conservation, and accordingly we have completed different biological acts which are given for the conservation of this biological diversity. From this lecture we have to see different environmental issues, because day to day we are going to see the human population is going on increasing in last few hundred years, and therefore due to increase in human population there is requirement of food, water, different many electricity, different kinds of lands, and therefore we have to increase the requirement of human population. There is much requirement of industrialization, much requirement of different construction, different factories, different mills, and therefore due to this increase in human population and increase in industrialization, there is different factors which are contaminated in this environment. Suppose the air is contaminated with different air pollutants, water is contaminated by different particles, land which is used for crops, this land is also contaminated by different factors, and therefore the many issues related to our environment is creating nowadays, and there are different environmental issues we have to see one by one. So here, what is meant by pollution? Pollution means undesirable change in air, water, soil, land. That means pollution of the environment, pollution of the atmosphere, means the atmosphere and environment is getting changed, and that change is undesirable. We are not liking that change in the environment, therefore it is called as undesirable change. And the substance which is causing the pollution, that is called as a pollutant. And here, to overcome different types of pollution which is present on this earth, or in our India, the Indian government has been established Environment Protection Act in 1986. So, to overcome pollution, Government of India passed the Environment Protection Act in 1986. Environment Protection Act. To protect the environment, there are several pollutants which are affecting our environment, and to protect our environment from these pollutants, the Government of India has passed this Environmental Protection Act, which is amended, which is carried in 1986. So there are different types of these environmental issues. First of all, we have to see air pollution. We have to see here air pollution. So there are number of industries, number of factories, number of mills which are releasing some infectious particles, some harmful particles, and due to which the air surrounding our environment is getting polluted. So we have to control this air pollution. So first of all, we have to see what are the effects of air pollution. As you know, we are breathing air, that means our respiratory system breathing air inside the body, and therefore we take the air which is present from our surrounding, that is taken inside our body, and if that air is polluted, it becomes serious for our body, and therefore first of all we have to see what are the effects of air pollution. So the main effect of this air pollution is different respiratory disorders in human beings. The human beings are taking air which is having some pollutants in the air, then these pollutants are going to create some respiratory disorders in humans as well as in animals. So this is the first effect. Next, in case of plants, we can see the plants are showing very harmful effect due to air pollution, that is premature deaths in plants you can observe, or there is decreasing in the yield of plants due to this air pollution. So plants are also having adverse effect of this air pollution. So for this air pollution, what are the sources you can observing near our surrounding? So you can see there are number of automobiles, means many types of two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers, buses, trucks, cars, aeroplanes, all these which are having automobiles, all these are creating air pollution. Then you can see there are different industries, that is paper industry, pulp industry, sugar factories. So number of industries, number of mills, number of factories which are present in our country are creating air pollution. So there is huge industrialization in day-to-day life, and due to this industrialization the air pollution is getting increased. Now we have to see what are different types of air pollutants, means in air what present which creates air pollution. So here the next point we have to study, that is types of air pollutants. There are two types. First, particulate pollutants, and second, gaseous pollutants. Particulate pollutants, gaseous pollutants. So from this, first of all we have to see particulate pollutants. The particulate pollutants may be solid particles or liquid particles. Means particulate pollutants consist some type of solid particulate pollutants and some type of liquid particulate pollutants. So according to Central Pollution Control Board, Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB. This is a committee, or this is an institution which is carried by our government, that is Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB. This board has recommended that the particulate which are having size less than 2.5 micrometer, 2.5 micrometer or less than 2.5 micrometer. These size particles are considered as particulate pollutants which are very harmful to our human beings, and hence the air is having the particle size 2.5 micrometer or less than 2.5 micrometer. These particles are having very harmness to the humans. For example, we can see there is smog, different pesticides which are used for crop fields to control the different insect pests in the crop field. There are dust particles, then there are radioactive elements. There are number of experiments which are carried out all over the country or all over the world which are having radioactive substances. So these radioactive elements are also coming in the air. The heavy metal dust. There are different metallic industries. There are different mining projects which are carried out all over the world, and all these are responsible for creating the particles, producing the particles, and if those particles are having the size 2.5 micrometer, then these are causing very harm to the human being. And what is the effect of these particles? So here you can see the irritation and inflammation and damage of the lungs, because the air is directly inhaled in our lungs, and therefore there is irritation of sometimes our eyes are always open. So if the air is having some of these particles, that air is directly attaches or directly close in to our eyes, and therefore there may be irritation of eyes, and it directly affect our lungs, our breathing and respiratory system. And if the pregnant woman is having the air pollution around her home, then due to inhalation of this particulate matter, the premature death can be taking place in the pregnant woman, and hence it is very harmful to the human being. So these particulate pollutants are very harmful to the human being. Now let us see the gaseous pollutants. In gaseous pollutants, there are a number of gases like CO2, CO, N2, N2O, NO, N2O, and then SO2. So these are different gases: carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, you can also call it as nitrogen monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, and sulfur dioxide. These are different gaseous pollutants which are affecting the human being and other plants and animals. So one by one we have to see what are the effects of these gases. First of all, we have to see carbon dioxide. As you know, carbon dioxide is required for photosynthesis, it is useful, but there is limitation, or there is limited concentration of carbon dioxide is present in the atmosphere. It is beneficial. Beyond that certain limit, this carbon dioxide is acting as greenhouse gas. What is meant by greenhouse gas? That point we will see in the next lecture, that is greenhouse effect. Means this CO2 is responsible for increasing the temperature present on the earth. The gases or the chemicals which are responsible for increasing the atmospheric temperature, those gases are called as greenhouse gases. One of the greenhouse gas is CO2. Though CO2 is very much important for the photosynthesis process, its other side effect of CO2 that it is greenhouse gas, and therefore we have to control the concentration of carbon dioxide in the air. So this CO2 is greenhouse gas, and it is responsible for global warming. This is responsible for global warming, and hence we have to control the CO2 proportion in our atmosphere. Now, how this CO2 is produced in high amount? What are the causes? So here we can see the increase in CO2 takes place due to burning of fossil fuels which is present on the earth, or when we are creating or we are taking deforestation, means cutting of trees, because trees are most important factors which are using the carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. So when number of plants are going on decreasing, the CO2 is going on increasing. Therefore, deforestation is one factor which is responsible for increasing CO2. Deforestation means cutting of forest. So this CO2 is also increased with the help of deforestation. Now when we can see the aeroplane, that is a jet plane which is moving in the air. A single jet plane in a single trip, it uses around 35 tons of oxygen and it emits about 70 tons of CO2. Means a jet plane on a single trip, it uses 30 tons of oxygen, but it releases about 70 tons of CO2. So here you can observe how CO2 is increased in the atmosphere by these factors, means cutting of forest, deforestation, or using these airplanes or burning fossil fuels. So here the CO2 is very harmful to our environment, and hence we have to control the emission of carbon dioxide. So this is the first gaseous pollutant, carbon dioxide. Then we have to see carbon monoxide. In topic respiration, you have studied the carbon monoxide poisoning. Means this carbon monoxide is also very harmful, that it is poisonous gas. It is produced by incomplete combustion of fuel, wood, coal, that is, and vehicles are also releasing this carbon monoxide. This carbon monoxide is called as a poisonous gas because it readily combines with our Hb and it forms carboxyhemoglobin. The oxygen combining ability to the hemoglobin is reduced by this carbon monoxide, and therefore increase in carbon monoxide leads to oxygen deficiency, starvation of oxygen in the human body. So it is very harmful gas. Then nitrogen monoxide and nitrogen dioxide, NO2, these two gases are also very harmful. These gases are produced by automobiles and different chemical industries, and when this NO or NO2, when NO2 combines with water, NO2 combines with water, there is production of HNO3, that is nitric acid, and when this nitric acid combines with water, it forms acid rain. So where the pollution is high, in air pollution, suppose NO2 percentage is high, in that region, when raining is occurring, the rain is showing not only water but along with this nitric acid. So that rain is called as acid rain, which is having very harmful effect that causes irritation to our eyes and causes irritation to our lungs. It affects the lungs, liver and kidneys. So this nitric acid is very harmful to human being, and due to presence of nitrogen monoxide and nitrogen dioxide in the air, it causes acid rain and it is becoming very harmful to human body. So these are different air pollutants which are present on the present in the air. Particulate pollutants means the particle size 2.5 micrometer or less than 2.5 micrometer, and gaseous pollutants, these are different gaseous pollutants. Now how to control these particulate pollutants and gaseous pollutants? What are the control measures should be used to minimize the air pollution? There are different methods. We have to study some methods. So the next point here is the control measures of air pollution. Control measures of air pollution. How to control the air pollution? There are different methods. Out of that, we have to see 3 or 4 methods. Different materials or different mechanisms are used to minimize the air pollution. That first we have to study electrostatic precipitator. electrostatic precipitator. This is used to remove the particulate matter. Particulate pollutants or particulate matter, and up to 99% removal takes place with the help of electrostatic precipitator. How this process works, that is use of electrostatic precipitator, how it is used. To understand this, I am drawing here some diagrammatic representation. You can see here. Negative charge. Here, this is a metal plate, positively charged. Metal plate. You can see here when a factory or any industry or any mill is releasing a particulate matter in the air, at that site from where the gas is releasing or from where the particulate matter is releasing, at that region we have to use this electrostatic precipitator. This electrostatic precipitator, that word is showing electro means charged particle. Electro means charged particles. Static means slow down, and precipitation means solidification. So you have to understand these 3 points here. Electro means charged particles, static means slow down, and precipitation means solidification. When the particulate matter is going from this electrostatic precipitator, the particulate pollutant is passing on the electrodes which are negatively charged. There are some dust particles which are present in that exhaust chamber, and to these dust particles, this particulate matter is getting attached and they are flowing from negative charge to positively charged metal plate. This is the metal plate which is positively charged. High voltage is given to this electrostatic precipitator, and due to electric discharge there is ionization of air and free electrons are getting attached to the dust particles. This ionization of air takes place and electrons which are free are getting attached with this particulate matter or these dust particles, and then these dust particles are moving from negatively charged electrodes towards the positively charged metal plate, and therefore these particles which are shown here, these are moving from these electrodes and they are getting attached on this metal plate, and a clean gas, a clear gas or a clean gas, clean, or you can call it as a clear gas, it is emitted from this electrostatic precipitator, and hence the particulates are collected here in this electrostatic precipitator, and the air which is given outside from this industry or from this factory, it is having clean and clear gas. All the particulate matter is getting collected on this metal plate. So this is the principle which is used like electrostatic precipitator to minimize the particulate matter which is present in the air. I hope you can understand the precipitator use. Now second exhaust gas scrubber. Second method, exhaust gas scrubber. Here scrubber is the main word which is used to removing the gaseous particles which are present in air, and this scrubber means a fine spray of water or lime, and this fine spray of water or lime is used to separate the gaseous pollutant from the air, and therefore this is particularly used to remove dust and gas, that is SO2 is used to remove sulfur dioxide. So what is the principle used in this? You can see again we have to draw some representation here. So here this is the you can look here is the scrubber which is used in the factory. This is scrubber, and here spray of water and lime is used, and when the harmful gas, here suppose harmful gas is present which is taking inside this material, inside this instrument, then due to the action of this scrubber, that is spray of H2O and lime, the gases which are harmful are converted and they are solidified and they are collected at the base of this apparatus, we can see here, and only clean gas is given outside. Here clean gas is given outside. So here you can say also it is clean safer gas, because here harmful gas is present which is coming inside this apparatus where spray of water and lime is introduced, and due to this scrubber the harmful particles which are present in their gas are collected at the bottom, and only safer gas which is present, it is taken outside this apparatus. So here this scrubber is used to remove the gaseous particles or gaseous pollutants from the factory or from the industry or from any mill. So here you can remember what is meant by scrubber: a fine spray of water and lime, and it is used to remove the sulfur dioxide. This is point to remember here. Now the last here we can see the last instrument or the last process or method which is used to minimize the air pollution, that is catalytic converter. Catalytic converter, this is particularly used in automobiles, two-wheeler, four-wheeler. In that two-wheeler, four-wheeler, these automobiles are having this catalytic converter which is already fixed in that engine. What does it works? How does it work? This works, and this is having some catalysts. In there. Those catalysts are, you can see, platinum, palladium, radium. So these different catalysts are, rhodium, not radium, rhodium. So these different catalysts present in that catalytic converter, which are using the different harmful gases, and they are converting those harmful gases into less harmful gases or safer gases, or you can say free gases. So here we have to see our diagrammatic representation here. As you know, in automobiles, different types of fuels are used as petrol, diesel, and from combustion of this petrol and diesel, carbon monoxide and nitrogen dioxide, these hydrocarbons and carbon monoxide are the harmful particles which are produced by combustion of diesel or petrol. Combustion of diesel or petrol, and due to this combustion, carbon monoxide and hydrocarbons are produced, which are very harmful. These are very harmful. This is the catalytic converter having different catalysts. These CO and carbon dioxide are passed from this catalytic converter, and the different reactions are taking place in this catalytic converter, and here the gas which is coming out, that is nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and here you can see water vapors. So these are less harmful. It is no harmful, this is no harmful, this is less harmful. Here no harm, here you can say also no harm. So by using this catalytic converter, we are converting these harmful particles or these harmful gases, that is carbon dioxide and hydrocarbons, with the help of this catalytic converter. These are converted into less harmful or without harmful some particles or some gases like nitrogen, less harmful gas, that is carbon dioxide and water. So by using this catalytic converter, we are minimizing the air pollution, and in different automobiles you can see this catalytic converter which is present near their engine at the base. So here we can, in today's lecture, we have seen the different methods to minimize the air pollution. Now just one part remaining, but it is still larger point. So we have to see in the next lecture case study in Delhi for controlling vehicular pollution and noise pollution. Till then, thank you. Okay.